Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to discuss about OET Reading Part B. Okay, here your aim is to achieve 6 out of 6 in OET Reading Part B. Okay, let's begin. According to the notice, this is the question. Okay, you will get the question booklet like that. Okay, first you will get some instructions. After that, the Part B questions will come. Okay, you will get the questions like that. According to the notice, the course is only available to nurse who. Okay, we have to read first. You have to read the question. Okay, there are some notices given here. First, you have to underline the key according to the notice. The course they are talking about, some course is only available to the nurse who, only available to the nurse who. This we have to find out. Okay. Then what you have to do? First, you have to read the question. Then you have to come to the paragraph. Read the titles. Okay. The emergency nurse practitioner minor injury course. After that, you have to read the paragraph. We are pleased to announce that the hospital's ENP service will be running a minor injury course. Okay. The aim of the course, here they are talking about the aim of the course is to prepare experienced registered nurse working within emergency, primary care and working environments to provide a high level of autonomous care for patients presenting with minor trauma. Okay. The ENB minor injury course structure has recently changed. From here they are talking something different. Okay. There will no longer be an additional clinical placement and course applicants will therefore be required. Okay. The criteria they are seeing required to complete all their clinical competencies in their own clinical setting with a designated mentor, okay, with whom we will correspond in advance of the course. Okay, therefore, connector is very important in OET reading part. Therefore, something they are saying different. Therefore, any applications, therefore, only applications from here, only applications are from registered nurse working in a nursing role on a permanent basis in a relevant areas such as emergency department or minor injuries unit within their organization can be considered, and their place will need to be funded by their organization rather than self-funded. Okay, you understood the paragraph. Then what you have to do, you have to keep the overall meaning of the paragraph. You have to keep it in your mind what it is saying. Okay, then you have to come to the options. You have to read the options and eliminate. If it is not saying eliminate, wish to apply for a hospital internship, is it saying anything about wish to apply for a hospital, anything here you read? No. Then we can eliminate this option. Eliminate. Okay, wish to apply for a hospital internship. Second option, are prepared to pay for the course themselves. See what it is saying, in their place will need to be funded by their organization rather than self-funded. So this is a contradictory sentence. So eliminate that one. Then what will be the answer? Are already employed in a related field. Okay. See where it is saying there are only applications. What is the question? According to the notice, course is only available to nurses who, see here, therefore, only applications from registered nurses working in a nursing role on a permanent basis in a relevant area such as emergency department or minor injuries within their organization can be considered. Okay. So what is the answer? Are already employed in a related field. See, are you getting the answer? Please mark it C. Okay, this is C is the correct answer. Okay, like this you have to find out the answer, all the answers. Definitely you can achieve 6 out of 6 in OET reading part B. If you follow my channel, definitely you can achieve 6 out of 6 in OET reading part B. Please watch my videos till then. Please, please, please. Okay. Second option, the guidelines about breast pumps. Okay. Second question, some guidelines they are given about the breast pumps. Okay. Then you have to read the question, breast pump. Okay. Then you have to come to the paragraph. Maternity ward guidelines, electric breast pump. All inpatient areas that care for infants of expressing or breastfeeding mothers have been allocated electric breast pump. All inpatient areas that care for infants, that is postnatal ward, that care for infants of expressing or breastfeeding mothers have been allocated electric breast pump. Okay, these should stay on their allocated ward. These should stay on their allocated ward except for when they are being cleaned. Okay, it should be stay there only. Okay, they are exclusively for use in the infants ward area and should not be given to parents to take their own accommodation. Okay, in addition to the ward-based pumps, there are expressing rooms. Okay, there are in addition to ward-based pump, there are expressing rooms containing electric breast pumps around the hospital. Okay, all the expressing rooms can be used by mothers of patients in any ward in ward areas as well as by mothers visiting outpatient. Okay, breast pumps are now all tag. Okay, so they can tag all breast pump to enable pumps to be tracked and found quickly. Okay, see, a breast pump can be shared between mothers on a ward but should be wiped down by the mother after each use. Breast pumps are cleaned by the hospital sterilization and documentation unit. This is saying about this is the paragraph. It is saying about the electric breast pump guidelines. Okay, then you have to come to the options. You have to read the option. Restricts their removal from the ward. Is it saying anything about restricts their removal from the ward? Okay, is this anything is saying restrict their removal from the ward? But the inpatient areas, it is already uh, these breast pumps are already provided in inpatient area that care for infants of expressing or breastfeeding mothers. And second one is saying in addition to ward-based pumps, there are expressing rooms. Ward-based pumps, there are expressing rooms containing electric breast pump. Okay. See what it is saying restricts their removal from the ward. Is it anything is saying? Yes, something is saying restricts their removal from the ward. Okay. So we have to there are ward based pump there. In addition to ward based pump, there are expressing rooms there they can remove the uh, uh, milk. Okay, in addition to that, inpatient area that care for infants or expressive breastfeeding mother have allocated electric breast pumps. Okay, provides operate second option. See, read the second option. Sir. Provides operating instructions. Is it is saying anything? This paragraph is saying anything about operating instruction manual? How it is on, how it is, how it can increase the pressure like that. Is it saying anything operating instructions? Is it anything is saying? How we can operate like that? Is it saying anything about operating? But it is saying here it should be clean, sterilization, decontamination unit weekly, like that. This is saying something like that, but it is not saying anything operating instructions. That means how it will be operated. Okay, it is not saying anything about the operating, so we can eliminate this option. Okay, eliminate this option. Indicates time unavailability. Is it saying anything about times unavailability? Indicates, is it anywhere is it saying so? Eliminates this option also. So eliminate, use the elimination technique. Okay, restricts their removal from the ward because it is allocated in a specialized area. Okay, there they can remove the milk, but it is restrict their removal from the ward. This is the correct answer. Okay, are you getting the answer? Use the elimination. If you are not getting the answer, use the elimination technique. Is the options are saying anything about the paragraph? So think think about that. Use think about that and you practice the elimination technique. Okay, third one, according to the policy, what must the registered nurse do when a patient is discharged? When a patient is, what must the registered nurse do? Okay, Hospital discharge policy register nurse. Register nurse will have the responsibility for ensuring advice on discharge is provided to patients and if required, relevant outward referrals are made including the booking of future outpatient appointments. The registered nurse must ensure that all relevant documentation is complete and accurate. Okay. The registered must ensure that all relevant documentation is complete and accurate. Registered nurse will ensure effective handover, both the verbal and written. Registered nurse will ensure effective handover, both verbal and written of patient assessment and ongoing care needs. They will also be responsible with the support of the discharge coordinator where appropriate for day-to-day coordination of discharge and act as a point of contact and conduct for effective communication for all members of the multidisciplinary team. Okay, they must ensure, see, this multidisciplinary team must ensure that all requirements to facilitate a safe discharge is in place. Semicolon. This may include dressings, medication, and any equipments. Okay. So this is the part. And then you have to what you have to read the options. Check the clarity of the aftercare. The registered nurse should check the clarity of the aftercare instructions. Okay. Something here is in this may include. They must ensure that all requirements to facilitate a safe discharge are in place. This may include dressings, medication, and any equipments. Last sentence is saying something like that. But what is the option? Check the clarity of aftercare instead. The nurse, that is the registered nurse, must check the clarity of who will be the responsible for the first option. Okay. Here there are some multidisciplinary team. They must ensure. See, there are the multidisciplinary team, the day-to-day coordinator, so day-to-day coordinator or discharge and act as a multidisciplinary. See, something they are talking about multidisciplinary team. Okay? They must ensure that all requirements to facilitate a safe discharge are in place. This may include dressing, medication, and any part not registered. Okay. Second version, lays with other health professionals. Lays with other health professionals, saying the according to the policy, what must registered nurse do when patient is then lays with other health professionals. Okay. What here it is saying, registered nurse will ensure effective handover, both verbal and written, of patient's assessment and ongoing care needs. They will also be responsible. Okay, with the support of the discharge coordinator where appropriate for day-to-day coordination of discharge and act as a point of contrast and conduct for effective communication for all members of the multidisciplinary. See, something it is saying with the other health, so we can make it curriculum. Ensure easy accessibility to patient. Is it saying registered nurse must ensure easy accessibility to patient? No, it is not saying anything. Then what will be the answer? So B is the correct answer. So are you getting the answer? Here is the answer. Okay. B is the correlates with other health professionals. The listeners must liaise with other health professional. Okay. Fourth, the notice provides information about what provides. Okay, what it is providing. Okay, nasogastric tube. By inserting a nasogastric tube, you are gaining access to the stomach and its contents. This enables you to drain gastric contents, decompress the stomach, obtain a specimen of the gastric contents, or introduce a passage into the GI tract. This will allow you to treat gastric immobility or bowel obstructions and permit drainage in drug overdosage or poisoning. Nasogastric tube can be used to aid in the prevention of vomiting and aspiration and for assessment of GI bed. They can also be used for enteral feeding initially. Okay. The potential for contact with a patient blood, see, next by the potential for contact with a patient's blood or body fluids while starting NG is present and increases with inexperience of the operator. Gloves must be worn while starting an LG, and if the risk of vomiting is high, the operator should consider face and eye protection as well as gown. Okay, then we have to read the option. The potential dangers that NG2 supposed to patient is saying anything potential dangers NG2 supposed to, but it is not anything is saying potential dangers NG2 post to patients, but this what are the here it is saying this allowed to treat gastric immobility, bowel ulcer, but it is not saying anything. These are potential dangers. Okay, this is the contradictory. Okay, then we can eliminate this option. The precaution to be followed during the procedure. Is it saying anything on the precaution? What are the precaution to be followed? Some here it is saying the potential for contact with patient body fluids while starting an NG is present and increase with inexperience of the operator. Gloves must be worn. Okay, if the risk of vomiting is high, operator should consider face or eye precautions. What are the precautions be followed? Okay, is it saying yes? Something is saying second B option. Okay, last paragraph. The correct technique for inserting nasal, is it saying anything about correct technique? Tip of the nose, the ear, to the CBC. Is it saying anything here? No, it is not saying anything here. Okay, so we can eliminate the option. Then what will be the answer here? B is the answer. Okay, then correct answer is B. This is a simple question. Okay, easily you can get it. Okay, in this policy extract, fifth question, this policy extract, what point is made about clinical guidelines? So, what some clinical guidelines are given here. What point is made? Okay, point. We have to find out the point. Okay, then sorry, we have to read the guidelines. The development, introduction, and use of guidelines is intended to ensure consistent care to all patients and reduce risk of errors and incidents through ensuring the whole clinical team is working in an informed, consistent, clearly understood way. Okay. The policy aim to ensure that clinical guidelines are developed and agreed, keeping all key staff involved and informed as well as reflecting best practice. Okay. Connecting to the question. It is important to recognize that clinical guidelines are not mandatory. See, clinical guidelines are not mandatory and are not a substitute for clinical judgment. Okay. However, where guidelines are not, see, I already told you connectors are very important OET reading part. Okay. However, where guidelines are not followed, clinicians should be able to account for why a decision not adhere to them has been taken. Okay, in these situations it is a good practice to record this in the patient notes. Clinicians also have a responsibility to report these instances to those responsible for producing the guidelines in order that such instances can be reflected more accurately within them. Okay, then we have to come to the options. Okay, this content must be approved by all relevant. See, there is some all this content must be this guidelines is pointing about it is approved by all relevant staff. Something here is saying policy aim to ensure that clinical guidelines are developed and agreed, keeping all key staff involved and informed. But it is not saying about it must be approved by all relevant staff. So we can eliminate this option. Okay, see, they are a set of recommendations rather than regulation. Yes, something is it's a recommendation, but it is not necessary to follow completely. Here it is a however where guidelines are not followed, clinicians should be able to account for why a decision not to adhere to them has been taken. In this situation, it is a good practice record. This in a patient's notice. So, but it is a recommendation, but it is not a rules or regulations. Okay. So we can keep it query here. Okay. Okay. Ignoring them for no reason is likely to result in a disease. If it ignoring them for no reason is likely to result in a disciplinary action. So saying anything about it? They, no. we can eliminate this option. Ignoring them for no reason is likely result in a result. So it is not saying anything uh, about option C. So then what will be the answer? The correct answer is option B. Are you getting the answer? Okay, this is a recommendation, not a regulation. See, here it is clearly said. Okay, it is not mandatory. Okay, then B is the correct answer. Okay, then 6. The protocol instructs, some protocol instruct method the staff administering pharyngeal to. Okay, some injection. Okay, then we have to read the paragraph. Protocol for the use of pharyngeal during pregnancy. Pharyngeal, that is iron 3 carboxymaltose, has 50 milligram per ml of elemental iron. This is an elemental iron. Okay, it is administered by slow IV injection or infusion with no need for a test dose. Okay, it should be avoided in the first trimester and should be administered with caution during the second and third trimester in case of severe anemia where iron supplements are ineffective. Okay, less than 1% passes into breast milk, which is unlikely to be significant. While the rate of anaphylaxis with this preparation is low. Okay, anaphylaxis is very low. It does carry a risk of anaphylactic reaction, but it does not require any monitoring except for a set of observation prior to admission. There is no need of more monitoring. Okay. Oral iron should be avoided for 5 days after the administration of a pharyngeal. Okay. A follow-up full blood count should be performed after 2 to 3 weeks and the GP notified for the treatment and need for continuation of iron. Okay. Then we have to read the option. Temporarily discontinue prescribing iron tablets. Temporarily discontinue. Yes, it is saying oral iron should be avoided for 5 days after the administration. It is saying here correctly. Okay. The staff to temporarily discontinue prescribing and avoid giving it to breastfeeding, but it is not saying anything about the breastfeeding woman. Okay, this is saying here it is saying less than 1% passes into breast milk, but it's not saying about the option B, avoid giving to breastfeeding woman. Okay. Third one, be alert for any negative reaction. See, here what is saying, while the rate of anaphylaxis with this preparation is low, it does carry a risk of anaphylactic reaction, but it does not require any monitoring. Okay, except for a set of observation. But this be alert for any negative. Be alert. We should be alert for any negative reaction. Negative reaction. So no, it is not saying. So this is a contradictory. We can eliminate. So what is the answer here? A is the answer. Temporarily discontinue prescribing iron tablets. Are you getting? So this is the way you have to do OET party. Please watch my videos till the end. Thank you for signing. Thank you. Thank you today. So thank you signing off today, Sanita.